Morning General Chemistry. We are starting our new chapter, Chapter 19 on acids and bases. So today it should be a pretty quick video. We're just going to talk about the differences between acids and bases. Now we're going to do a bunch of this in class before you even get here, so this should just be review at this point. All right, let's take a look. We're going to start with acids. So Roman numeral 1 in your notes, acids. Some properties of these acids that we need to be familiar with. They are sour tasting. Now, we should not taste acids in the lab, but things that are acidic tend to have a sour taste. So oranges, lemons, those will have sour taste. They are acidic. They contain hydrogen. So the way to recognize an acid is it always starts with a hydrogen. Um, they may react with active metals to form hydrogen gas. So a lot of times if you add an acid to a metal, it'll react really violently and you'll release that hydrogen that's in the acid. And we'll take a look at some of that. Changes the color of an indicator. So we talked about indicators in class today. Those tell you whether it's acidic or basic depending on the color. Okay, it indicates what's in there, what ions are in there. Acids react with bases to form salts and water. So that's what we call a neutralization reaction. Here's an example. HCl, this is going to be our acid. It starts with an H, so I know it's an acid. HCl plus NaOH, which is going to be our base, because this is the acid, this must be our base. And they react to form sodium chloride, which is salt, and water. So it's a neutralization. If they completely react, you get a neutral substance that's not going to hurt you anymore. They are electrolytes. So we talked about this a while back when we put the light bulb with the different solutions. Remember, electrolytes are what are in Gatorade. They're dissolved ions, and they will conduct electricity. They're corrosive. Many are corrosive or that eat away at a substance. And let's get to a definition then. So we said that they start or they contain hydrogen. An acid is a chemical compound that contains hydrogen and ionizes in aqueous solution to form H+ ions. So aqueous means with water. So in a water solution, they produce hydrogen ions. A lot of times that's called hydronium. So here's an example. We have HNO3, which is nitric acid, starts with an H, so I know it's an acid. And water, when they mix together, we get hydronium. So those hydrogen ions pop off and they're going to bond with one of the water molecules. And then we get nitrates in the water. Okay, so that's an acid. That's the brief overview of what an acid is. Let's talk about a base then. So some examples, properties of bases. They are bitter tasting. So Tums are a form of acid and they tend to have, like I said, a bitter taste compared to the sour taste of acids. An example of this, if you ever, I don't know if you've ever tried baking soda, if you ever touched your tongue, you add too much baking soda to a cookie recipe, they tend to be bitter. That's because of that baking soda. Caustic, so they're fumy. Slippery to the touch. So if you ever get soap on your hands, it's usually basic and that is slippery to the touch. Bleach is also a base and it tends to be slippery to the touch. They also change the color of indicators. They react with acids to form salt and water, like we said before. They are also electrolytes, so they'll conduct electricity. And let's talk about their definition. So a base is a substance that contains hydroxide ions and dissociates in solution to give hydroxide ions. So it doesn't always, like sodium hydroxide is a base, it's got hydroxide in it. Otherwise it can dissociate to form hydroxide. So this is sodium, hydroxide is the polyatomic. When it dissolves in water, they break into their ions and we get hydroxide ions in solution. Another word for bases is alkaline. So we say it's acidic or it's alkaline, just means that it contains hydroxide, right? So that's it for today. Really quick video, a little background, get it in your notes, and we'll talk more in class. All right, bye for now.